and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing my mid-year refresh for my Louis Vuitton GM or large ring agenda. So if you saw my most recent plan with me, I shared that I will begin consulting and I'm not leaving my job, so I'm technically just adding more to my plate. And so that kind of sparked my completely refresh when it comes to all my agendas, because I need to make a planner for it. And so all this week I will be sharing my mid-year refreshes. I took a poll on Instagram and asked if y'all are okay with seeing them early, just because, as y'all know, I've already done them. And so polls overwhelmingly said yes, of course. I just always want to gauge, I figured it would be yes, but I always want to gauge and make sure, because I know technically mid-year refreshes don't happen until the end of June, beginning of July, when, those academic year planners start, and it's actual true mid-year. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this agenda. So this will still be my main agenda. This one is always open on my desk. And so this one needs to cover essentially everything. And so I switched back to the CEO tab dividers from cloth and paper. And then I've structured it a different way than I typically do. So we have the schedule section, and I have this inbox from Infinite Lotus. I will have everything linked below that I can link, as well as discount codes. I have this cloth and paper dashboard that says, "Do what you want to be known for." I love this quote, and love having it here, especially with how it's layered, especially since this quarterly overview is blank. Then I have these quarterly inserts from ROSIE PAPETERIE, which y'all have seen. And so this is just high level plans. So PTO, vacation, and school dates, no birthdays, no appointments or anything like that. It's really high level big things. And so, as well as holidays, that's the black. So those are the paid holidays that we get. But this is really just to see, when things are occurring, and then all the plans kind of go around this. So if there's any travel or anything pops up, I always throw those plans in here. And then from there, we go into the list section, which is now my monthly section. So typically, I have everything under schedule. As y'all know, I'll have 4 top tabs and divide quarterly, monthly, and then weekly. Somehow I'll break it down. I'll use different inserts. I wanted to still keep it simple. I just needed 6 tabs for this layout. So I figured, you know what, I'll just do 1 per tab. And I just haven't done it this way in a bit. So I'm like this change just because everything's very simple. If you're new to my channel, I typically don't put more than 1 type of insert behind a tab. So for example, I have all these monthlies. That's the only thing that you will see behind this tab. So I just think it gets too chaotic. I don't like flipping or trying to find things, and I rather just stick with 1 type. So typically that's when I switch out my tabs, is if I add or remove. So yeah, we have the monthlies, and these have all appointments, anything that's reoccurring but non-reoccurring, if that makes sense, right? So taxes you only do once a year, just random things that pop up throughout the year, or things that I need to really plan out. All my initial plans go in here first. And so if there's something that I know is about to happen, for example, I can add this in here right now. I know I'm going to need an oil change in July, so next month. So I'm not going to schedule that out just yet, maybe a little bit later, but I'll put that plan in there so that way I know it's coming up. And typically it's just pre-planning travel items or reservations and things like that. And then I'll put in any of the other dates as well for things that I know are popping up. So appointments, holidays, events, and travel. So it's a little bit more in depth than the quarterly, and it's the place where I start for my weeklies. But high level, everything that I know I need to do throughout the month and everything that's going on throughout the month. And then from there, we go into the weeklies. So these are new weekly inserts. Again, if you saw my plan with me, I went over these just a little bit. But I'm really excited to use these because they're a mix of everything that I've been using the past, I want to say, year. And I don't know how I've never seen these, but these are undated weekly inserts from Infinite Lotus. And I absolutely love this layout. It's the best of everything that I've been using. So you have a section for this week, priorities and to do on the side. I love having a running to-do list for the week because things pop up. I need to write them down. I don't want to plan them out, right? So like when I know that there's things that are coming up that I need to do, I'll just write it out here, and then I figure out, you know, when there's time, when I'm gonna do it, if I need to even put it in here, right? So typically I'll do like high level errands. Like for example, this Thursday, I picked up my prescription, I went to FedEx, I did like actual errands. And so because I knew I was going to be doing errands, I like marked the day that I would do that. But typically if it's things like, you know, email someone, call, unless it's like really important, I won't put it in. I'll just like put it over here for like scheduling appointment and then like check it off. So I like having this, but I really just love having these days. I like that Saturday and Sunday are the same size as Monday through Friday. What I don't like is when people minimize, or planner shops minimize the weekend. I get that the weekdays are more hectic, but for me, weekends are just as hectic, if not more, than weekdays, and I want equal space because I'm getting a lot of stuff done. And so I love that these were all equal boxes, and I love the layout because you have Monday through Wednesday, Thursday to Sunday, and then you have a note section, which I really enjoy at the bottom, primarily because I like outlining what I need to do for school, and then I can just list any other notes too. And then this is a like to have, not a must have, but I do like when inserts included next week, so I know what's coming up, and that way I can plan for things. So I can also in here, if there's something that I know I need to do, right? So like, for example, I just put that oil change in the monthly. I don't want to schedule it this week, but I might schedule it next week. I can leave a note saying, you know, schedule oil change next week. So that way I know to bring that plan over into the following week. So I do like having this. I just feel like these make you so organized. It covers literally everything. And so I really love this layout and have been loving using it. So we have those. And then we go into the finance section. So I always go back and forth with finances. It really depends what's going on. And I think I initially bought these inserts for my finances, maybe something else, but I'm bringing them back in. I'm still using my Erin Condren budget book for like in-depth planning, but for a quick overview and a calendar view, I like having a calendar view when it comes to finances. So I put these back in, and then that way too I can track when things get paid and that I paid them or that they went out. Like I just like being able to check things off. So this is essentially my finance checklist. All the actual like planning and you know, tracking and spending is still gonna go in here in like way more depth than in here, but this is just my overview to make sure everything's paid, done, and ready to go. So we have that, and then I can also highlight any like big expenses coming up, anything that I need to note, and so on. So added these in, and here's for June. And then the next section is goals and ideas, and this is where I have my academic inserts. So these are monthly inserts from a paper co, and I've loved using these. I'm not going to change them. They're perfect. I did start incorporating my syllabus, so that's something that I will do for the other classes as well that I have for my last year of coursework, just because it's nice to reference really easily. I can just come in here and look at like assignments and in depth of what my professor is looking for. So I have that in there, and then I have when this class started, as well as all the deadlines broken out. And then once the new class starts, I'll put the syllabus here, and then we'll do the same thing, so on and so forth. But I've been loving these, and we're gonna keep these in here. And then the last section is just a note section. So just have these inserts from Agenda 52 from Hobby Lobby, just so I can write down whatever I want to write down. There's no like method or anything to it. It's really just notes, so I have it when I need it. So yeah, that is the flip. There's not a lot on the rings, which I actually really like. I feel like before I would always like stuff my agendas, and honestly I really like when there's not too much going on in them. Like there's, you know, room. I don't feel like I'm stressing the rings, but everything's like straight and to the point when it comes to the agendas. So yeah, other than that, that is the end of month flip, or not end of month flip. I'm so used to saying that. That is the mid-year refresh for this agenda, and that is going to be it for this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching.